Welcome to Planet Classroom. I am Orb. Join me as your virtual guide on a journey of global learning called Planet Classroom. You will hear stories from artists, musicians, dancers, technologists, game makers, filmmakers, innovators, and creators of all kinds from around the world. It's time to engage our imaginations, share our ideas, and explore solutions for a brighter future for all. Our planet is a classroom where learning together brings us together. Today on Planet Classroom, we are talking about the global climate crisis. We welcome Eric Simon, director of the documentary What to Do About Climate Disruption, now showing on the Planet Classroom Network YouTube channel.
How can we possibly justify continuing to burn poison and ruining the future of our kids? How can we possibly justify being the first generation to turn things over to the next in far worse shape than we got it? In fact, in a condition that, we'll just call it unlivable.
That was a clip from the film What to Do About Climate Disruption, now showing on the Planet Classroom Network YouTube channel. What can each of us do to protect our environment? Where should we begin? Eric Simon, you are on Planet Classroom.
As a filmmaker, one goal I had was to capture as many voices as possible in a way that also makes sense. I would prefer to talk not about my intended takeaways for the audience, but rather what I learned in the time I devoted to making the film. Perhaps the main conclusion I reached after spending a couple years thinking about the climate topic is that our incentive system is all wrong. We are being penalized to do something that's better for the planet, like buying and driving an electric vehicle, while we pay less for harming the planet with gasoline vehicles. That's not sustainable. I think where people begin with respect to facing the climate crisis depends on their interest. There are technological solutions and there are political solutions. Someone interested in engineering might want to learn about how we can store energy produced by solar panels, for instance. Someone with an interest in vegetation might want to think about what kinds of trees we should be planting. Someone with an interest in nutrition might want to think about how society can shift to a more planet-friendly diet. Someone interested in transportation planning might want to focus on the best ways to get people out of their cars. Someone interested in economics might want to think about how to send the right market signals so as to modify people's behavior. Someone who likes to organize events might want to think about how to set up community meetings where people can share their ideas. Someone with an interest in law might want to think of what laws need to change.
Today on Planet Classroom, we are talking about the climate emergency and the documentary What to Do About Climate Disruption, now screening on the Planet Classroom Network YouTube channel. The film captures the passion of protesters and their disdain for the capitalistic economic system while also exploring climate solutions. What can we, as citizens, do about climate change? Eloise, in Paris, you are on Planet Classroom.
This film made me realize that climate change is about more than just rising temperatures or rising oceans. Climate change destroys lives, family. I also realized that many people, more than I expected, were committed to fighting against global warming.
I am Ashlyn Farnorth, and I am on Planet Classroom. I live in a small farming community in Washington state, and we have seen a massive increase in flooding in recent years as a result of climate change, as snowpack in the mountains continues to decrease due to rising temperatures. An influx of water runs through the rivers in the valley that I call home. During flooding season, our little town becomes an island as the roads become submerged, and crops are devastated as water levels rise. A few years ago, I rode my inflatable boat to a friend's house because our cars couldn't make it through the water.
In my opinion, the main points to remember for the public is that we must not wait for governments to improve actions, but we have we must start to act either even in everyday life to fight against global warming. We must act on a daily basis through simple actions that may seem trivial but which are essential.
If you're interested in STEM, pursue a career that's dedicated to developing green technology. Incorporate small changes to your everyday like recycling, conserving water and power, and commuting by bike or foot. Write to legislators to implement policy that promotes sustainability and the regulation of carbon emission output. Remember that small steps can lead to a large impact.
My name is Gilbert Gonzalez. I am from New Jersey, and I am on Planet Classroom. Everyone can have an impact when it comes to global warming. It will require an effort from all of us. Important ways that we can get involved in reversing global warming is being more conscious of the environment, being more frugal about saving energy, recycling, and overall learning about more specific ways to help in your area.
Another very important point, and which we hear a lot about when we talk about climate change, is the consumption of meat. If we learn to reduce and not necessarily completely stop the consumption of meat, could significantly reduce the greenhouse gases associated to meat production.
Thank you, Eloise, Gilbert, and Ashlyn. Today on Planet Classroom, we are talking about the film, What to Do About Climate Disruption, and about solutions that individuals, communities, and governments can embrace to control the problem and create a more sustainable life for all. Anant from India, you are on Planet Classroom.
One of the ways to get young people to appreciate biodiversity is to undertake overnight visits to undisturbed, pristine nature reserves and allow them to make a deep connection with its spectacular beauty. I feel that as long as our generation can maintain this connection with nature, our world is in safe hands. Also, YouTube channels like Planet Classroom will help create awareness to a global audience.
I'm Bao Chuan, and I'm on Planet's Classroom. I come from a country that mostly depends on agriculture, and global warming strikes my people hard every year. In 2016, I spent my winter break working at my neighbor's farm. It was a beautiful, spacious land filled with green and animals. But a severe drought that lasted for 3 months hit his land and the others. The consequence was devastated. All his crops were lost. The ground was barren. More and more cattle died. What even more heartbreaking is that he and his little family must stick with the land no matter what, because they have no other ways. Farming has been their only source of income for decades, and global warming is taking it away. I believe the young generation should join the fight against global warming. Raising awareness is one of the most important things we could do. Not only should we share the knowledge and experience, but also taking real actions, such as planting more trees, reducing the carbon footprint, and lobbying for the change we need.
Thank you, Bao, from Vietnam. Alex, in California, you are on Planet Classroom.
I think first off, people should be more aware of the issue at hand. It's hard to create solutions when people are ignorant about the issue. Second, taking initiative is also really important. People should look into ways that they can help, no matter what the size of their action is. After all, I think it really does revolve around people taking action on their own accord. Obviously, there are many other ways to be more sustainable and cut down on waste, as well as carbon emissions. However, I don't know if there are multiple solutions that everyone can adopt.
I'm Renee Harris, and I am on Planet Classroom. What really opened my eyes to the impact of climate change was driving home from campus and seeing damage done to various areas from a passing storm. Switching to renewable energy sources, where possible, should be taken into consideration as well. I see a lot more homes in my community and local communities using solar panels.
Thank you, Renee. Today on Planet Classroom, we are talking about solutions for our environment and the film What to Do About Climate Disruption, now showing on the Planet Classroom Network YouTube channel. How is the evolution of technology contributing to the climate crisis?
Technology negatively contributes to climate change by producing more pollution. There is a great demand for technological products since there are more of these products on the market. Factories produce more products to meet demand and earn profit.
Where I see technology having the greatest positive impact on people's lives is its ability to solve various problems, problems such as visibility and actual problem solving.
Environmental technologies offer new, innovative ways to combat climate change. Wind turbines, solar panels, and eco-friendly vehicles are just a few examples of technology that contributes to the climate change fight.
At first, with the evolution of technology, some may say it negatively affected climate change. The beauty of the evolution of technology today, and with the people behind it being more aware of the environment, it can positively contribute to climate change in the future.
Thanks to the hard work of the scientists, there are so many alternative solutions for fossil fuel, such as electric car, solar panel, wind energy, nuclear energy, to name a few, to solve the problem. Also, the social media united us and helped spread the awareness about climate change.
With social media ruling our generation, it is easier than ever to connect with people and start conversations around climate change.
I most definitely think that inventing our way out of climate change is possible. I think the question is not whether it is possible to create solutions that can change or reverse the effects of climate change, but rather it's a question of whether people are willing to change and if people are willing to put in the effort to really make those changes a reality. Again, in my perspective, the problem of climate change stems from a systematic cultural perspective on convenience. Though people are starting to switch over to electric cars, recycle more, and use renewable energy, the infrastructure is set up for convenience.
Solar, wind, geothermal, wave energy, storage, demand response, energy efficiency, the ability now with electric cars to shape and move electricity and store it. We don't need anything other than the political balls for people and the smarts for any of our electeds to grasp this and say, I don't care if people don't understand it. I don't care if this is psychologically really difficult. I'm going to do it.
One thing I developed during the making of the film is an aversion towards the word hope. Lord Byron wrote, "But what is hope? Nothing but the paint on the face of existence. The least touch of truth rubs it off, and then we see what a hollow-cheeked harlot we have got a hold of." In Spanish and Portuguese, the word for to hope, esperar, also means to wait. Waiting does not solve anything. If my film can help people get beyond the stage of whining about the problem and actually facilitate the consideration and discussion of solutions, then, in my eyes, the film has been a success.
We certainly have a lot of good ideas to share with you today. Thank you, Eric Simon, and thank you all to our young guests from around the world, Eloise, Ashlyn, Gilbert, Anant, Bao, Alex, and Renee. Don't miss the documentary, What to Do About Climate Disruption, now showing on the Planet Classroom Network YouTube channel. That's all, my human friends, for this week. I leave you with a reminder to explore your world, express yourself, discover, create, and use your imagination. Until next time, be kind, be curious, and thank you for listening. Goodbye.